life sure does come at you quickly. Well, not as quickly as 101 guys in 24. I like, logistically speaking, how does that even work? Okay, because we're talking about Lily Phillips, like so many other people have. Okay, because hey, I guess mission accomplished on this one. You wanted to do something heinous for easy attention on the internet. You did it, but at what cost, really? I mean, I can't find anybody who legitimately thinks that this is a good idea. You'll get some good meme answers that are out there, but it's more or less just speculation as to what kind of drives this ideology. And I've got my 2 cents to say on this one, but outside of that, just simply figuring out the logistics of this. 101 dudes in 24 hours. Is it like, do they have to arrive at the station, or is it just, a stick it in and then just, leave? And what are the thought process of these 90, or I guess 100 guys, okay? The 100 other guys that are waiting in line, all trying to make chit chat. And what would you think of yourself if you're, pulling up the caboose on this train? Like, bro, even if you're hung like Seabiscuit, are you even going to be touching the sides by that point? Like, what are we even doing? But honestly, you got this comparison here with, Nikola Jokic scoring 104 points in 24 hours as opposed to Lily Phillips getting dicked down by 101 random dudes. It's like, honestly, still, Jokic's 104 points in 24 hours is still more impressive, because the chick saying, just come over here and fuck me. You can get, like, a random 4 can run around there and get 100 different dudes to stick it in them. This is not impressive at all. And in fact, it's disgusting. It really is. And it took her to go through that experience to really discover that it was going to be disgusting and dehumanizing, and, well, she could just see herself as being used like a piece of meat. I mean, yeah, what else did you expect? You're reducing yourself to your sexuality for a mere attempt at social media attention. Everybody knew this was a bad decision. And now you can see some dudes that are still out there, because oh my god, there was one dude who brought the meme to life, trying to save a hoe that just let her wholeness be exposed to the internet. Because here's the thing, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I seen this idiot. Was she on an episode of Fresh and Fit? I think she might have been. One of the last ones that I watched, probably earlier this year. But I think the best way to describe her, because there's certain women that just move in a way where everything that they do is sexual, but she's just a whore through and through. Like, there was nothing attractive, there was nothing sexy about it. It was just, she is a quintessential 304, and she's gonna find out. I don't know, man, because apparently it's like, yeah, okay, your name's on everybody's lips, like your lips are on everybody's. We don't need to get into it right now, but in the long term, bro, like, this is gonna be such a bad decision for you, because she's 23, right? She's 23. She's known the world over for being a prolific hoe, and you didn't even break any records. Hell, you came far from it. Your name's not going down in the history books. All it is just going into every self-respecting man's books as being somebody that's not going to be taken seriously. Like, who in their right mind would ever think of wifing up this used vehicle like that? This is like looking for a new faucet for your bathroom and then going down to the public park and taking the water fountain. Like, this isn't what you do at all. And you put it out there on the internet for the world to remember. What are you doing? But this just shows you, man, that women can do literally anything, okay? There are no guardrails. Protect women from themselves. Utterly fatherless behavior, but utterly handsy uncle behavior, if you know what I mean. Because if she had a guy in her life, a man in her life, that actually gave a single fuck about her, they would have heard about this plan and went, no, you're not. No, what the fuck are you doing? Because this is the most short-sighted plan I have ever seen. I cannot understate that. Because, yeah, you'll be talked about in the run-up to this. It's like, okay, she wants to bang it out with 101 different guys. It's like, that's not exactly, I wouldn't do that, but yeah, no. Name is out there, and especially in the lead up, and then in the aftermath, after, yeah, you break down crying going, what did I do? And yeah, it's really traumatic. It's like, yeah, fucking is a traumatic experience. When you just break it down, like, outside of, all the dopamine and all the chemicals that run wild, and making love is such a beautiful process. No, it's simply just smacking of flesh together with a bunch of juices running around. It is a violent act that is very traumatic on one party as opposed to the other. And now you got to live with those consequences. And who cries for the whores? Nobody. Well, except for herself. OnlyFans star Lily Phillips breaks down in tears after revealing she slept with 100 men in one day. OnlyFans star Lily Phillips documented sleeping with over 100 men in one day in a new documentary, which, yeah, that's out there. And frankly, I ain't gonna watch that because it's like over an hour of just listening to a hoe babble about how the terrible decisions that she's made in her life and will in the future. Lily Phillips is sparking a debate online after sleeping with 100 men in a single day. Why is that debate? Like, everybody that is worth a damn, outside of just those sex positive weirdos, it's like sex work is real work. But then they'll also post super cringe about sexualizing women, and it's like, bro, you got hoes out there just literally throwing it around for Instagram clout. What are we doing? In the Josh Peters documentary titled I Slept with 100 Men in One Day, the OnlyFans model recalls sleeping with multiple men in one day in October to create not safe for work content for her subscription base for OnlyFans. Gross. In one clip that has gone viral, the model can be seen breaking down in tears as she says she felt somewhat robotic sleeping with that many people in one day. Well, yeah, that's just the logistics of it, okay? Because you got to work out. It's like there's physiological limitations to this, right? Like, it's got to be a fairly sterile process. There's not time for like putting on music, okay, putting flower petals down on the well-soiled mattress. Kind of has to be robotic. I think by the 30th, oh my God, when we're getting on a bit, I've got a routine of how we're going to do this, and sometimes you disassociate. Well, yeah, and it's not like normal sex at all. I'm in my head right now. I can think of it like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember, and that's all. It's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the video, if I wouldn't have known I've done 100. Oh, I wouldn't have known I've done 100. Yo, that's kind of wild to think about. Now, following the release of the documentary on December 7th, Phillips is revealing that she has plans to be the first woman to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. Holy shit, like, bro, if you thought that 100 was robotic, okay. On November 5th, Phillips shared a TikTok stating that she's currently in training for her 1,000 men goal and hopes to achieve this by January 2025. Holy Christ. Yeah, she noted that on December 15th, she will be taking on 300 men, which she said is the most amount of guys I've ever done. Well, nothing would surprise me, but I would have to think that, yeah, 300 dudes in a day is probably, it's topping out, and holy shit, okay, it's going to be hard. Well, you won't. But the comparison to the 1,000 should be a light work. Oh my God, because, yeah, like I said at the beginning, like 100 isn't even record-breaking or anything like that, because I think the world record for in a 24-hour period is 919, which, if you're that close to 1,000, that just means that you're lazy, that you couldn't get in those extra 81. Like, what are you doing out here? But here's the thing, okay? The fact that I had to go above and beyond to figure out what the actual record is, it just kind of lets you know that if you do this type of stuff and you're trying to achieve that level of clout and fame, that really means that it has no long-lasting impact, okay? Because nobody knows that bitch's name. Nobody's gonna remember you next year. This time next year, I'll be surprised if you aren't in the same category as like August Ames and Cagney Lynn Carter. If you know, you know, and if you don't, it's kind of like that Mr. Incredible meme. Yeah, no, and that's a reference that'll definitely give you the high contrast face. We'll just say that one because here's the thing, okay? I ain't no chick, right? Like, I got the other one where I'd be on the 100 as opposed to 1, even though there was no way in hell I would line up for this type of train. That is absolutely just wild shit. But regular women, okay, don't get this confused with somebody who'd be like, well, a good girl, or, oh, not all women, but no, women in general, okay? In order to have sex with a guy, there has to be romantic interest, or, you know, for some chicks that are out there, some sort of motivated reason to have sex. And at the end of it, there's something lost there. There's something given, but there's also something lost. Sexual intimacy is a finite resource for women. Dudes can just throw it around all day because we're never going to hear about those 100, 300, 1,000 guys, apparently, because, yeah, they're just some random dick, okay? Literally, figuratively. Like, they can go on with their life. There's a very important, okay? There's a very, I should say, not important in so much as prophetic documentary that was or is still on Netflix. Life After Sex, or Life After Porn, sorry. Where they follow the careers of, I think it's 3 women and 3 male porn stars, right? And the guys, after they're all done, yeah, they go on to have successful careers outside of the industry at all whatsoever. I think one might still be a producer or at least open their own production house and is just totally, completely fine. Married, successful in the aftermath. And the women, well, they'll leave, but then they'll come back after going through several rounds of addiction and other debilitating problems with their life because sex is not really a commodity that most women can handle selling, let alone at this volume. And why I think that she's bound for destruction is because we're dealing with a very stupid person. OnlyFans star Lily Phillips horrifies viewers as she reveals she doesn't know that HIV is sexually transmitted. Wow, we're dealing with a really smart one here, huh? After banging it out with 100 guys in a day, an OnlyFans star who slept with 100 men in a single day has left social media users feeling sick to their stomach after making a shocking admission she didn't know that HIV is sexually transmitted. Lily Phillips, because that was one of the big takeaways in the moment. It's like, oh yeah, I know I've seen her before. She was on Fresh and Fit because she was just making all of these sex-related comments and then also just being very stupid. But in one moment in the documentary, as widely shared on social media, host Josh Peters asked the adult star how she feels about men leaving, when she confirmed she was happy with this arrangement. What? Okay. Asked how she felt about HIV, and she thought about the possibility of contracting it through oral. If it comes to this, getting blasted in the face. To which the bewildered host replied, "You can really see. I've never really thought about that. Last time I did it. All you could do is, holy Christ, man. I don't know. This is wild. I'm not too sure." Because I don't feel bad for her. No. She made her own decisions, and it's like hoes are going to hoe regardless of what anybody has to say about it. But I think I'm probably more perplexed by this because we could workshop out how this is a terrible idea on a multitude of levels. But then also how somebody arrives to this, and it's like, well, it's as simple as can get, because it's the oldest profession for a reason, and women, for as much as they want to feel empowered, the moment when the going gets tough is the moment that they get on their back. So that's not surprising at all whatsoever. It's just this sheer lack of intelligence that the modern woman has. Maybe that's what's so confounding in this. Maybe that's why I'm just so perpetually amazed. Even though I should really not be at this point. It's just not knowing that you can catch AIDS via the most common way that it's transmitted. That's one thing. But then also not having the foresight to realize that, you've just put a shot clock on yourself. And you've also, only given yourself about 5 seconds, because nobody that she's going to want is willing to wife her up at the end of this. So I guess she's thinking that she can go ahead and make her bag and then just be set for life after that, I guess. But there's no such thing as an old happy feminist. All of them come to regret their choices in life. And while they can go ahead and repent for some of their issues, some of their man-hating past, when you're out there trying to pray away the miles of dick that you took in your youth, if this chick manages to make 40 or 50, what kind of a disaster area are we going to be dealing with? And honestly, there's going to be some simp that's going to be out there. Like I said, there was one. I wish I could find the picture, but this one shall suffice. She has many situations like this in her near future, crying, regretting her decisions, and reconciling with the fact that, feminism is a lie. You chose to do this, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.